Yeah, thank you, Ali, and the organizers for the invitation. And I love to talk about AI. I love AI in general, AI, artificial intelligence. I've been on campus at the Conrad Blucher Institute since 1999, and that's also when my AI journey came. And I'm hoping I'm going to tell you a little bit about my AI journey, and I'm also going to try to put it in perspective, because AI is changing everything, and it's changing everything at a pace that I certainly did not expect. It's exciting. It's also a little frightening, frankly, even for people like me who worked with AI for a long time. And so hopefully I'll give you a little bit of perspective. So my AI journey started in 1999. We, at TAMU-CC, we had a very sophisticated system that grabbed measurements information all along the coast of Texas. It was working in real time. So we getting all that information. We could graph it. You could call with a phone and get information on it. And we could also make computations on it. But we had a problem. In Texas, it's difficult to predict how high or how low the water levels will be. And how high or low the water is important for the ships that come into our port. It's important if you're going to get inundated or not. It's important for your beaches, and you want to be able to predict it. In most other parts of the world, you take something that's called tides table or tides charts, and you get your answer. In Texas, we have very small tides, but the wind, the weather, if you live here, you all know how strong the winds can be. That changes your water level. So we needed a solution where we could take wind measurements, predictions, and then tell whoever needs it how high the water is going to be. And there was no real good solution to do that, particularly do it really quickly. And so we came across artificial neural network. We're wondering, oh, this is interesting. And we started using them, and it worked. It took a long time to train them. It took a long time to set up the neural network, to create all the little knobs, the weights, the parameters. And first perspective, and I'm going to do that a few times during my talk, is that it took me like a weekend to train one of these models. Now it's in seconds. And so the ability to compute fast has changed so dramatically just since I've been here at TAMU-CC. So we trained them, it worked, we implemented them operationally along the coast in the mid-2000s. Since then, we've used AI for other predictions. Lightning strikes, visibility, with coastal inundation, and sea turtle. So that's the coolest of them all. We use AI to save sea turtles. And the way we do that, the Laguna Madre has a lot of endangered sea turtles. And that's where, during Uri, that was the world's largest event when a lot of sea turtle became hypothermic. Basically, if it gets too cold, they can't do anything. They just drift away, and if you don't pick them up, they die or they get predated, and they're all endangered. So we created an AI model that tells a wonderful community when the water temperature is going to get really low, if it's going to be really low for 24 hours. We do that 120 hours in advance, and that allows the community to get ready for it, and also for our colleagues in the private sector. They stop their barges for 1, 2, 3 days, however necessary, and that saves a lot of sea turtles, and that would not be possible with our model. That would not be possible without AI. So AI can certainly is powerful and can certainly be a force for good. So in those days, believe it or not, but AI was very unpopular. In the 2000s, so I'm an academic, I sent proposal, and I hope to get some money such that I can work with my students. And one thing we did not say is that we did artificial intelligence. you were dead. Your proposal was out. Very unpopular, not respected, nothing. So we called it something like generalized nonlinear regression. So like some fancy term that hopefully other scientists would say, oh, this is really clever, this is going to work. And then things change. I'm going to go also through those changes. By 2010 or so, it became okay to do AI. And then it became more and more popular. And by 2020, it exploded. Like I had a complete surprise to me how popular and how broad spread it went. And I make the predictions, and I think I'm going to be right also, is that at some point we're going to become, like right now we're still pretty popular, but I think we're about to become the villains of the story. That's probably a correct prediction. I want to do a quick going back in time to give you a sense of how quickly things are moving. But that's happened in the past at a lower pace. I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. He was born in 1894. And when he was in elementary school, around 1900, 1901, the big topic of the day was, can man fly? And not just with air balloon, but really can you make an airplane go? And he said that in those days, people said, nah, that this is just for birds. This is just not going to happen. And in 1903, the Wright brothers, created the first airplane. Well, in 1969, I watched with my grandfather Neil Armstrong make step foot on the moon. So that gives you of how much things can change in a lifetime. And I think AI, the change is going to be bigger than anything we've ever seen in human history so far. A little more about AI. It started in the 1940s, mid-40s. There was concept. The word artificial intelligence came from an academic's proposal in 1955. And they won the proposal. They had the summer school in 1956, and it was about how the brain works and robotics. And there was a lot of enthusiasm until the 1970s, but not much happened. So AI has had those highs and lows in the past, and then not much in AI. In the 1980s, there was something called expert system that came about, really popular. AI, but not machine learning, by the way, for those of you who are in the tech. But not much happened. Then in the 90s, the neural network came about. The big dates for modern AI is 2006. There's a crazy person who decided to bring all the images of the world in one big database, Philippe. She's called the grandmother of AI nowadays. And because so basically cats and dogs were all over the internet. All right, let's use that. Let's put a big database and let's try to and create a concept for the AI to try to identify what's on the picture. So we have the contest. And then in 2012, the winner of the contest, normally those contests were really small margin. I was running contests in those days, like you won by like less than a %. And suddenly in 2012, there's somebody who wins that contest by over 10 percentage points. And that was really the coming out of deep learning, of really complex neural network. The neural net was called AlexNet. It was a student of Geoffrey Hinton who just won a Nobel Prize, and that just opened the complexity, and the performance just changed everything. 2017, Google came out with the Transformer, and then 2022, you're all quite familiar with ChatGPT, and after ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and just a breathtaking path of innovation and changes in AI. So really fast, big changes. Not a little perspective. When I was a freshman in college, I took computer science, and I brought you one of my assignments. So this is the punch card. So we would put those little cards in a typewriter, then we would type them, and then we would put them together. We would be really careful at keeping the order, because if I slip and let my cards, then the code is ruined. Then I would go to a kiosk, give my cards, and then wait a few hours or overnight and get a printout with the code and the results. That was computer science. No screens. And then now we have in our phone something that is way more powerful. And so that's sort of that perspective, going from wondering if you can fly to stepping on the moon. and the compute, this incredible increase in compute from computers to our superphone, and then AI, I think, is going through the same transition. These past few months have been breathtaking, and what's different, one of the things that's different with AI is that prior transition, when you get the brand new thing, you've got to have people who understand it and make it progress. With AI, it's a little different, because now we're going towards co-intelligence, where man works with AI. And so now we're starting to create AI co-workers, and so we're creating them. And so there's more and more of them. And so it's that collaboration between AI and man programmers that are making things go faster and faster. And we are in a trend. I think 2026 is an important transition. I'm not exactly sure what the future looks like. As I said, it's exciting, it's frightening. My message is that it is changing your work, it will change your life, it's going to change how we think as humans, and we're not exactly sure of the path. I think it's worthy to read the books like If Anybody Builds It, Everybody Dies. I don't think the chances are very high, but Jeffrey Hinton says there's something like non-negligible probability that it is. So that's my message to you. Just if in your work, you got to use it, understanding the best you can, and that's going to allow you to make better decisions in really a very fast-changing world, particularly, and I think this year it is. So thank you for your attention.